What is up, guys? It's ajmarkle here, and I'm about to do a review on a very popular villainess, Harley Quinn. But not just about her, about a fan film made by Ron Rossman and many other people, that, including James or Empire Fan Productions, even though I'm wearing the James Universe shirt, they were in it. And I am going to tell you briefly what it's about. But here's a little warning: while it will be in the description or pinned comment, I will give you one warning. It's not for kids. So to kind of make it quick, the movie is basically rated R. So let me explain this in a very non-spoiler way. It will be pretty brief. Basically, the movie, or fan film, starts off in Arkham, and it focuses on a crazy woman and a psychiatrist and two guards. The psychiatrist tells the two guards to leave, and we go into the backstory of the prisoner, which we would know as Harley Quinn, aka Harley Quinzel. Actually, it's reversed. It's Harley Quinzel, or aka Harley Quinn. As the story begins, we uncover that she had a rough past. Two men in her life took advantage of her in a very bad way. I won't go into details. And throughout her life, she was scarred. But the second time, she was able to confront the man who did it by showing video footage. So she stood up for herself. Then when she gets older, she goes into Arkham, and she works for a man known as Dr. Arkham. Throughout the fan film, there will be a lot of Easter eggs. And as we see Harley Quinn, or she's known as Harleen, she is close to several people. One of those people is Aaron Cash, who happens to be one of the guards at Arkham. And there are many other people there as well. As she starts off with Dr. Arkham, she begins to analyze many people, and was very good at it. That's why she was known as Dr. Quinzel. However, the guy thought she would do even better with Pamela and Crane, aka Poison Ivy and the Scarecrow, for those that know DC. But throughout this time, she overhears that one of the clients, aka the Joker, is going to be having a hard time with someone else because no one can crack him. So Harley decides to take that position after one of the doctors quit. But as she goes into doing that, it begins to dawn that the Joker's getting to her. And even Pamela, or Ivy, is getting to her too. As the story goes on in fan film, Harley Quinn begins to come out of Harleen. And she begins to mentally go insane, and eventually lead to her downfall. And as things go on, her actions begin to take charge of her life. The Joker became more complicated than she expected, and was manipulating Harley Quinn, which follows up with the story. Throughout the whole fan film, as we see the progression of the character of Harley Quinzel transformed to Harley Quinn, that's when we know things are taking a much darker turn. And we see the build-up throughout the fan film when we watch it. And characters are telling Harley to embrace that passion within her instead of being clouded up. So she lets go. And unfortunately, it comes with devastating consequences. The Joker made a breakout, and during that breakout, Batman also goes to a brief dark turn because the Joker took one of his Robins. Not saying who, though. And throughout the whole fan film, we get to see minor characters and backup characters being revealed, including familiar ones like Catwoman and even other characters that people know, which include other villains. There's even some minor villains that are known, like Deathstroke. But I won't go into detail when that comes up. Now, as we go deeper and deeper, Harley Quinn, after a while, snaps. She accepts her destiny and becomes Harley Quinn, and helps the Joker escape after he was recaptured by Batman. Thus, as she embraces her destiny, she embraces that she is no longer Harley Quinzel, but Harley Quinn. The fan film was great, by the way. It was great because it showed a much deeper character development, and it showed emotion of what she's going through. Unfortunately, it also shows how trauma affected her and dug right into her mind. The characters and the actors did a very good job in their roles, including James, who was Aaron Cash. Movie has a tragic ending, and unfortunately, I won't say though it's the good ending for everyone, but it's the ending that reveals the true destiny of Harley Quinn. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything that happens, but I will say this. If you are 16 or 17, I would recommend watching it, but make sure you have an adult if you're younger than that. And also keep in mind there's language, there's gore, there's a couple of unsettling scenes, no nudity, and there's even some references of violence and shown violence on screen. That pretty much settles it. If you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. And also, please watch the fan film, support the guys behind it. What is my review of the whole thing? Well, that's a tough one. Because the fan film did a good job of not kind of blanketing or making things softer, and it was actually done by people that actually wanted to make a good story, I give it a 10 out of 10. And I know it might sound biased because I'm friends with James, but let me explain this. Because of good character development, because of good plot, and because of how it builds up versus the, oh, it happened, and then they have nothing else to bring up. There was good developed plot, and I think everyone should be happy with that. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. This is ajmarkle signing out for now. God bless every single one of y'all. You guys rock, don't forget, and please watch the fan film. Description of the film will be there along with the channel, and also please be sure to support Empire Fan Productions as well. See you guys.